All right, so I mean, it's definitely working.
All right, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Well, we can go through another training, and then, But I think
all you do is,
I think I should just start coming here more. I think it's just easier for you.
Well, I mean,
that's a long drive.
No,
it's a long drive, man.
It's not that bad. I could have, but see, all you do, you like this, when you logged in. This is your Gmail account, right? I mean, these are all the different. All you got to do right there is go click Gmail, and that's at Gmail.
And then,
right?
And then the password that is on our password list.
Right, and then this is the screen you go to, and
then go down.
But if you just right here, this is what you need. This tells you exactly what to do. This is the page. I don't know why, y'all. I told you exactly what to type in.
So what do I tell my dad that he wants to like just to hit the link?
Yeah.
Damn it, man. We're getting so many freaking likes on this religious shit.
Did you see that? That's what I was about to say. Like, I was like crazy. It just doesn't stop.
There's a saying about it's called disruptive innovation. It's an economic theory, and we've just disrupted.
Yeah, I get it. There's people messaging it.
I mean, it's crazy.
To be
Everyone's
a guest.
talking about it.
Like,
it's like we just dropped the freaking ad.
It really is. I was just looking at it right when you came. This lady wants to be a guest. Not this lady.
Brenda Howard did.
No, Shelly. This lady wants to be a guest.
Hey, Dad, I just want to let you know that you just log on. If you want to do the forward, does he just hit the link?
Yeah, no, tell you what. No.
You just hit the link in the email that you got. Okay, all right. And then I'll see you at about 6. The traffic's bad. I have to go to one thing and then come straight to the soccer. So it might be like 10 after 6 or something. I take it. Okay. All right. Did you get his soccer stuff? Did you? Okay. All right. Thanks, Dad. Bye.
Yeah, 154 likes this week.
I just wish they were going to steverao.com too.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, see, all this stuff is linked together though through Google Analytics, and all that stuff is going to push steverao.com up. Like everything. Did you see the new thing we did at steverao.com?
I haven't seen it yet. I've been wrote on there.
On the air leaders and legends.
Oh, that's good. It said links it, man.
Yeah, and see, what we're going to do is we're going to have the actual recording up here so they can click on it and listen to the show.
Now, you know what? I got a call 1-on-1. I got an email last week. I've been so busy. I've got to make sure that the credit card that they're billing my domain name on is the one that I have.
What are you talking about?
I got an email saying make sure your thing is accurate, and I can't find my password in 1-on-1 because the guy that did my website.
Is that your website?
They host my website.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call him tomorrow.
You need to.
And just tell him.
Don't want that to go out. That'd be terrible.
It'd be awful.
But yeah, so that's awesome though, that page, Kevin built that page out, and that's gonna be cool. Especially, and I told.
Do you have a glass of water?
Yeah. I told I have an ice though.
It's okay, just plain water.
I told Kevin, I told the girl, of course, when Angela gets back, she's much better to deal with it. That Nick girl doesn't know what's going on. I mean, she sent me an email after all those typos and misspelling your name and said, next time you should just give it to me how you want it. And I said, we did. Don't you remember we gave her those handouts? And you went through and underlined what part you wanted, and I did mine too. All she had to do was type it. I mean, I was like, first of all, there's no excuse in misspelling Steve.
The other thing is, I have an email. Sometimes I send emails to HOAs, and a lot of people get it. I didn't have time today. So I think also I need to get a list of all the Triangle J delegates that sit on the board with me and email them, right, to get more attendance. So, but we did the best we could. We put in the newsletter.
Yeah,
it's okay.
There's 5 people is all that had RSVP, and one of those is me.
Well, we'll just have to.
The
next one we do, I'm going to get the email list of the Triangle J, and we just invite all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I could send it out of my list. I mean, my list is huge.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Is your dad joining?
Yeah, he said. I don't know.
Of course, I'll sit here and have a transportation update with your dad. It doesn't look like anybody's joining. Normally there are people on here before.
3:58. Hold on. Yeah, Dad? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, well, we're ready to go, so we're gonna get started, so. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. What? Yeah, no, it's fine. Well, okay, I gotta eat anyway, it's okay. All right, well, let me get off, I gotta get ready, okay? All right, we're ready. No, I have to get started.
It's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. All right, I gotta go. Bye. I don't know what she's saying. She goes, everybody can see you. I'm like, nobody's on yet. Okay.
I told him about your hat. He said, nice, they already got their asses kicked though. Season's over. If I'm at West Virginia. So I don't think we're gonna have anybody.
Hello?
Well, they would show up. Which is, I mean, it sucks that nobody showed up, but it really doesn't matter because like, for example, right before you walked in the door, I shared the event on your political page and said it's starting in 15 minutes, and people were liking the post. Nobody knows if 100 people were on it. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, all you need to say is that they're always successful, you know, like, sometimes more than others, but
can they hear me or they're not on there?
there's just nobody on there.
Hello, Mom and Dad, can you?
It says you and were they saying they were on?
They said they could hear everything we're saying.
Oh, there's 2 viewers now. Somebody.
Okay, let's just start.
Okay. I don't.
Welcome everybody. Can you all hear me? Hello.
It should be on.
This is Councilman Steve Rao at the town of Morrisville. I want to welcome you all to my virtual town hall meeting. We do these meetings. We do these.
Nobody on anymore because that's just one viewer. That was us. There's nobody on. There was somebody up. Now there's zero viewers. There were 2 people on at one point.
Huh.
And they both just clicked off. Oh.
Right.
It says there's 2 people on.
All right, this is Council Member Steve Rao. I want to welcome you to my virtual town hall meeting. I just want to make sure, can you all hear me? Who's on this call? Hello?
Tell them they can type questions.
You can type questions in.
There's 3 viewers. I mean, it's on. It's working.
This is Steve Rao. I'm the city council in the town of Morrisville, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I would ask that you can just type in a text that you can hear me, please. And we're going to go ahead and begin this virtual town hall meeting. These are what we started about 1.5 years ago to provide a way for me to update citizens through using technology, and we are doing that today. So please mute your microphone using the second button on the top horizontal menu on your screen once you have entered the Google Hangout. You can also mute your microphone by going to your Hangout icon square and selecting a drop-down menu from a white arrow in the upper right-hand corner of your icon square. You may unmute when you would like to address the group or have questions if you'd rather verbally ask your question rather than submit it via a typed response. Be careful not to mute your computer's volume or the volume of the participant speaking. Just mute your own volume using the directions above until you are ready to speak. On the left-hand side of your screen, there is a vertical menu. Please open up the chat button and a dialog box will open on the right-hand side of your screen. You may introduce yourself by typing a message in this space. And you can also use this space to submit a question for the whole group to read. Please note that any notes written here will not be saved. You may choose to cut off your webcam and just have the image you associated with the Google Hangout appear on the screen if you do not want to visibly appear to other Hangout participants. So this is a public meeting and a public Google Hangout, and we want to thank you all for coming. And we want to ask you to provide other suggestions to me, either through at steverao.com, connect with me, or shoot me an email at the Town of Morrisville website, srao@townofmorrisville.org, for you to give me feedback on other topics that you would like to have addressed. Could you please confirm if you're listening?
Kevin can. He can see.
Can you see me and can you hear me?
Yes, he can.
Okay, you can. All right, great. So today we're going to be giving a quick update on transportation in Morrisville, a transportation update. And we're going to talk about the major roads going through Morrisville and where we are in terms of making those a priority to move them forward as DOT projects. The Governor McCrory and the North Carolina Department of Transportation in 2012 initiated a new program called the State Information Investment Plan, or STIP. And it was a state transportation investment plan. And they basically took all of the road projects across the state and put them into a database and actually came up with a score. So they call it a data-driven formula process. And former Secretary Tata was able to manage this for us with his team at DOT. And of that process, there was about 720 million projects awarded to Wake County, to the state, and about 100 million or 200 million were in this county, Wake County. But I'm proud to announce today that for the first time in the history of Morrisville, $90 million of projects are now going to be coming into Morrisville in the next 10 years to do some significant road improvements, because I know we hear a lot about congestion. So let me just go through a couple of those roads. Aviation Parkway Interchange, that's a $4 million project. Louis Stevens Road, that's a $3 million project. Airport Boulevard Interchange, that's going to be in 2020, that's a $7 million project. And Aviation Parkway Widening is a $29 million project. That's in 2022. And NC 54 widening and McCrimmon grade separation is 2023, and that's $34 million. So the long and short of it is that these plans, roads, have now been approved for construction. So that means they're on the books and they're going to be funded by our North Carolina Department of Transportation. And I want to thank our staff and our council, and also a lot of the work that Secretary Tata did and the administration meeting with me to make sure that we could make a case for more transportation investment in Morrisville. Now, in addition to those road projects, the most significant road project, which you, the voters, approved in 2012 through bonds, is the McCrimmon 54 bypass. Initially, this $14.3 million project was going to make McCrimmon a 4-lane road from NC 54 and where McCrimmon dead ends all the way to Aviation and Evans. It was actually going to be 4-lane up to Airport and then 2-lane from Airport to Aviation Evans. Well, we're proud to announce that we've now made that a $25 million project, with the DOT contributing $10 million to it. And we are now going to have a 4-lane expressway all the way, the whole way from NC 54 and McCrimmon's intersection to Aviation and Evans. This project has been accelerated to begin in 2016, and phase 2 will begin in 2017. I also note that Wake Tech will be coming in next year and the construction will begin, and there will also be widening on NC 54 around the Wake Tech and maybe improvements to Watkins Road. A couple of other projects that you're going to see are Town Hall Commons, where we're going to signalize McCrimmon Parkway and the Town Hall Drive intersection. Town Hall Commons, MS Holdings, Slater Road, we're going to be adding turn lanes, and improvements on Watkins Road. Now, the other thing that I want to update you with is Morrisville Carpenter Road. So this is, many citizens complain about how congested this road has become, and we have applied for what's called a LAP funding project for right-of-way acquisition. So normally we would purchase properties, we have to get permission to purchase properties from landowners, property owners, in order to have enough to widen lanes and create additional sidewalks. So we've applied for a federal project called LAP, and this is about a $1 million project. We're gonna match 20%, about $200,000 in this year's budget coming up. And that will, if we win it, which will be awarded sometime this year, then that'll be a major win to get the Morrisville Park or Carpenter widening moving. And we're going to do that as soon as we can. We're applying for it now. And it's the construction part of it would be about $5 million, but we first got to do the right of way because we believe that it would be the easiest one for us to win. So I would ask every citizen to keep in touch with the Morrisville Carpenter LAP funding project. The other thing, so, just to sum up, we've gone over some of the major thoroughfares in Morrisville. We're also working with the DOT to see whether we might be able to, as we continue to make investments in these roads, ask that we get credit for additional roads. So in other words, let's say we finished the 54 bypass, we can then get credit for that and ask if we can move Aviation Parkway up or NC 54 up in the timeline so that over the next 5 to 6 years, we can address more of our roads. The final thing that I'll end with is Wake Transit. So when we say transit, what we mean is the combination of bus service, commuter rail, to provide increasing frequency of service, particularly with buses, and enable those eventually to be able, in Morrisville, to be able to take a rail line from Morrisville to Raleigh, around the Triangle region. Durham County has done this, Orange County has done this, approved their plans, and they're moving forward. So where are we? Well, Wake County commissioners are working on a Wake Transit plan, and if you go to waketransit.com, you can look at the 4 options that they're considering now. It's a combination of bus and commuter rail, and they are going to, by December, decide which plan they're going to put on the ballot either in this fall of 2016 or sometime in 2016. And once the voters approve it, it'll most likely be a 2-cent tax increase. That would go fund the transit plan. And so if you're a citizen living in Morrisville or Triangle region, please go to the Wake Transit site and look at where the public comments are so you can give your input. But with the amount of congestion we're having, I think it's really important that we get this, and it's also an important driver for economic growth. So, this is sort of a quick summation of transportation in Morrisville. And so we're really excited about the continued success we're having as a town. We understand that.
Tell them to hit the Q&A button on the top right.
Oh yeah, we got one question.
No, hit the Q&A button in the top right, click the Q.
Yeah, hit the Q&A button at the top right and click the Q, and you'll say 2 options, Q&A showcase.
And hit Q&A.
Hit Q&A.
And it should open it up for questions where they can type if they
And you can just type in your question if you have any questions.
And if not, just write it.
If you don't have any questions, you can contact me or meet me during my office hours on Fridays at noon at Town Hall. And you also can subscribe to my newsletter from the office of Councilmember Rao, which goes out about once a month. And our last one was a transportation update. So you can update us on that, and we can we'll fill you in on the transportation on the move in Morrisville.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for your time. Do you have any? Does anyone have any questions?
It's just me, us and Kevin.